Hello, my lovelies, and welcome to my channel, Weird is the New Black. My name is Kat. Before I start this picker card, I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for your messages of support and your emails and so forth. My health has been crazy, not good, for the last month, and it's taken me all of this time to kind of get back on my feet energetically. I'm still not there, is what I want to say about that, but this is the first time in all of that time that I felt that I could spare energy for a pick a card reading, and I just missed doing them. So this one is about what your person is avoiding. So they may be avoiding a lot or not much at all. So just take a moment and take a breath and just be drawn to your stack. And as always, my lovelies, I will see you on the other side. Hello, stack one, and welcome. So today I'm using my shadow and light cards here, which are just have words on, and the white words are from the light aspect and the dark from the shadow aspect. And then Where in the World Oracle cards here. So if you'd like to purchase these, they're in the description link below. So we've got territorial, guilty, vain, and patient. So there's quite a lot of shadow energy. So I'd say they're avoiding quite a lot here. And then we've got museum and confession booth, fortress and bank, pool and kitchen, mountain path, and red light district. This is giving me pause here. I definitely feel like your person is quite territorial and certainly have been territorial in the past. They may have a bit of a temper on them as well. They may be prone to kind of sudden attack or ambush kind of energy is what I'm picking up for some of these people. They can be quite aggressive or mean, or say things that are mean. And I'm feeling, what I'm actually seeing is kind of like a night at the museum kind of thing. I'm seeing this Tyrannosaurus attacking this confession booth and pulling one person out. And it's the person that is expressing themselves. So it's almost like there's two people involved in this situation. Or your person sees that there's two people, you being one of them, is what I'm picking up for most of you. And maybe you've expressed something intimate to somebody else about how you feel about something, and they really don't like this. I'm getting the feeling that this could have happened at some point in the past. Maybe they overheard something that was said here, but I certainly feel that they feel that there was some kind of collusion, and that they felt entitled to either you, I think you, or they felt very angry with you but not with the other person, which is quite strange, is my feeling. It's almost like they see you as responsible but the other person as not responsible in this situation, or they don't want to injure the other person. And I think that this is something to do with this other person being a source of security for them, a source of money potentially with the bank card. So in some kind of way, this individual, and I'm really picking up on the wheel here, just to hop back to this card. So this could be legacy. I'm hearing the word legacy. So it could be inheritance, legacy, money, just security, some kind of security, something that they could rely on or have stored up. There's this sense of entitlement to something. It could be sense of entitlement to this other person that you were speaking to, or a sense of entitlement to you even. It could be that they were quite threatened by a friendship or an association that you had. Confession booth. Or it could be that you did do something wrong, or that there was involvement by a third party in this situation, and they feel like um, that that you need to fess up, or something like that. Um, but take what resonates here. So I don't want to offend anybody, but just take what resonates. But this is past. This is like long past, I feel. And it could be that your person has held on to this, or that they see it as ancient history, and therefore they feel that they don't need to deal with it now because they've dealt with it in the past, or they've acknowledged that they were territorial, but I'm getting that they're avoiding this. I mean, that is the question that we're asking. What are they avoiding? And I feel like they are avoiding owning up, maybe to involvement with another person here, or somebody that they colluded with is also another option for this stack. But there's definitely like two people involved here, and I feel like your person that you're inquiring about is not one of them. Actually, no, I'm being told that's not the case for everybody. So it could be that your person was one of these people, and that they were sharing maybe personal or private information. But it doesn't have to be, so there could be two people or three people. So it could be the person you're inquiring about and two other people, you being one of them. Or they are one of these people that's colluded with somebody else, and they've colluded in terms of security or money or something official here. It could be property as well, is what I'm picking up. The will here suggests legacy. The certificate suggests maybe marriage. There's something official, or something that they feel that they're entitled to, that they have claim or ownership over with this territorial card. And it could just be that they feel they've got claim or ownership over you and your actions. But whatever it is, this person is guilty of something. So maybe they haven't confessed to something in the past, where they deem it ancient history. You see it as something like really relevant here. But I feel that they are feeling guilty. They're feeling guilty. So there is an avoidance. They're trying not to, because they are really blocking this energy. We've got the Fortress. So this is very stronghold energy. It's very withdrawn. It's very, this person is trying to keep everything locked up. And I'm getting heart chakra as well with this card. I feel like this person is locking up their heart and being very cold. Is the drawbridge is what I'm seeing now. The drawbridge has gone up. So there's no access. This person could be not communicating with you, or has just gone dark, gone cold, and that could be for some time now. And they may feel guilty because I feel like they attacked you in regards to your collusion or some kind of third party. And they may not have been wrong about the wrongness of it. Not all of them are wrong about that, but I think if that is the case, you might have been quite baffled, like, what the hell? This is such a long time ago. And it's because they want claim, they want ownership, and with the Fortress energy I'm getting, they want status because of finances, status because of security. They feel that they're owed respect because they maybe have a lot of money, or they may be very visible. And this is kind of, it's an established kind of an energy that I'm picking up on. I'm feeling quite a traditional energy. They like things done a certain way, or they've got very strong sense of what's right or wrong. So there's some kind of past sin. It could be that this person as well is avoiding some kind of giant skeleton in their cupboard, that that they are needing to own up to. There's a sense of needing to own up to this sin, or this past energy, that they may think is over and dead and gone and irrelevant, but they're blocking it because they are carrying guilt about this situation, and they're trying to hold fast, is what I'm feeling, to their particular view or mindset on this. And it's to protect themselves, it's to protect some kind of security or some kind of legacy. Some of these people, this could be a family member, is what I'm picking up here. The kitchen is giving me a sense of a group, a dynamic. There's a number of people involved in this, maybe a group dynamic or a family dynamic, or that's what I'm picking up. This person feels that they have a right to inheritance, maybe, or a right to be perceived as the primary person because they've done it right, they've been correct in their approach. And what I mean by that is that they've been very traditional, and they've played the status money game. So this person is holding on to a sense of self via that, and that's where I'm picking up the vanity. This is very like, well, I've done this and I've done this, therefore I deserve to be, I feel like, top predator, the primary alpha in this situation. So I'm feeling like it could be something that they haven't confessed to, but they do. There's a love of the material realm, or they've made decisions based on material situation here, or trying to secure themselves, trying to lock down their security. And they could have caused a disturbance within a group, or within a group dynamic, within a family dynamic. And it could have been quite an emotional situation as well, because I feel like they've jumped in to this dynamic, or that there's been some kind of surprise, or like that ambush energy that I'm picking up again. But they're very superficial with their dealings with this group, or with groups of people in general. They may jump in very quickly in an emotional sense, and they may feel, I think, that this person perceives themselves as a great, like, group player or team player. They like to be part of the team, but what I'm actually picking up on is that they have a sense of superiority, and that it may look like that they want to be part of the team, but they don't. They want to be head chef, is what I'm hearing, head honcho. So they're avoiding looking at their self-entitlement. They are very guilty of just shutting down or blocking off or storing up. Because if this isn't to do with money, it's about storing up of emotion, or trying to store up their sense of security, clinging to it almost like, but it's made them very rigid. It's made them very immovable in this situation. I feel like this bank is like a vault underneath this fortress, and it's just locked up tight. So they're avoiding recognizing that they see themselves in terms of status, in terms of value, via other people perceiving them in a position of leadership. Maybe they are in a position of leadership, and maybe they've had past position of leadership if this person is older. But I feel like this status that they feel that they've built up and accumulated, and maybe they do work hard for their money, I don't know, but I feel like they feel very deserving of respect, is what I want to say, and therefore guilt-free, or trying to be guilt-free, but They are not looking at their participation in whatever's gone down here because they are guilty of something. And it may be that they've tried to put it in the past, or they just don't want to see it. They've tried to put it in the past. But they need to confess something. And at the moment, they are shut down from that energy entirely, is what I'm seeing. And the pool, again, I'm feeling that emotional content that goes with water, but this is not a natural environment. So I feel like they jump in and they may play a role in a group situation, or maybe in their work situation, or, like I say, group dynamic, family dynamic, work dynamic, but they keep it on a superficial level because there's some kind of vanity. They see themselves as deep, as participating, but they really don't want to step out of the comfort zone. This person does not like stepping out of the comfort zone. They are very, very self-protective. So they don't want to go deep in their emotional content here, because they'd have to recognize that they're guilty of self-entitlement. They're guilty of an inflated sense of self-worth, or a feeling of being, of their legacy being of great significance to this person. But it's a real vanity, and it's keeping them in the shallow end, is what I'm hearing. And so when they engage with people, they may seem like very chipper, or they may seem to get along very well, but I don't think these relationships that they have emotional depth. There is resentment here, there is anger, there is like a fierceness, that like this person may have like a flash temper. I don't feel that this person can cause you injury at this point. Not if you don't engage. And I feel like it's kind of, they're shut down, they're shut off. So I feel like it's almost like a case of letting them be shut off. Then this patient card is interesting, because this is the light aspect up here. And what I'm picking up with this patient energy, I don't know if you can see that, is that the mountain path underneath, they're going to have to take a long time to climb this mountain. And for me, the mountain path is kind of airy, and it's about perspective. It's about gaining or getting perspective on a situation. And it's going to take some time for this person to gain perspective and understand that their involvement with others is quite shallow. Like I say, they may jump in with other people. And with the red light district here, this could be a situation where they jump in quickly sexually with other people, or they need to be the one that's perceived as the most desirable, is also what I'm getting. And it could be, or the favorite, I'm getting that as well. And that could be again with a family situation or a group situation here. Too many cooks in the kitchen, that is what I'm hearing as well. So this person involved, or may have involved other people in your situation, or made a show of strength, or of dominance, a display that has impacted or been affected by their engaging with other people. And maybe they're just trying to keep things but they need to come to terms with the fact that they are very materially orientated. Because what I'm picking up with this is not just a sexual energy, because that won't relate to all of you. What I'm feeling here is that this red light district is actually talking about prostitution of self. So, I mean, at least prostitutes are honest, right? They know what they're doing. They take cash for their services. But a lot of people who prostitute themselves are unaware that they're doing that. It's people who sell themselves out or sell themselves to other people to present a kind of particular view or particular status in order to gain financially, in order to gain security. So this person needs to stop avoiding the fact that they gain security by selling out or selling people short. They'll do pretty much anything for a sense of security, whether that's in a familial or group setting or whether that's in a financial setting. And they're very self-important, this person. I'm getting that. They think that they are deep, but they're just staying in the shallow end. They're staying in the shallow end of life. And it is shallow energy when all you are focused on is the material realm. So they're not engaging with the true emotional content. It may be that this person doesn't even know why they feel the way that they feel, because this desire to be like ruling the land, ruling the resources, they haven't stopped to think why they need to do this. And I don't think they're going to think about that for some time. But they are fostering patience. They are trying to be patient, and they're taking it step by step, is what I'm hearing. And the more that they do that, the more that they climb away from maybe this group situation whereby, I mean, it's not really offering them anything of real import if they're engaging with this group dynamic at this point, because they're not bringing anything of depth to the table. That it's just an ego thing. It's just to feel significant in the eyes of other people. I'm seeing Punch and Judy now, because I'm looking at this rolling pin and I'm seeing this person could be quite abusive. Doesn't have to be, but I feel like domineering. There's a very domineering energy about this. They feel like they have a claim or ownership. And like I say, that could be on you, and maybe they have an issue with you engaging with other people. They may not want you to engage with other people. They may feel like that you're guilty, that it makes you guilty of things that you may not be guilty of. There's insecurity, and because I'm seeing the Four of Coins here, like there's a clinging to money, and I'm picking up on quite a greedy energy with that. Or at least this person thinks that their importance rests on the foundation of like very strong traditional content, finances, and their position in society, how they are perceived by other people in a position of leadership or a position of territory. And they could have been pretty mean in the past, like in the past that they were really, mean, and maybe they need to come to terms with that as well. Their past actions caused harm is what I'm feeling. Yeah, I'm feeling that some of you were really hurt by this person, really wounded. But this is some time ago, again, is what I'm getting with this energy. So this person does prostitute themselves, but they need to recognize that that's what they're doing, because I just don't think that they're happy at all. They've got a lot of shadow aspects. They feel very closed off. They feel very lonely. They feel like other people maybe nearby are superficial also. They may be accusing you of all of these things. But maybe they think that you're the guilty party, that you feel self-entitled. And I just feel that is complete. That is the kind of projection that this person puts on you, because they are so scared of stepping out of the lane. They are going to have to be patient in order to resolve any situation between you, because I feel that there's a real shutdown. This person is not ready to engage on a deep level, and they're gonna take time to climb this mountain path in order to give themselves perspective on how they've sold out or sold you out or sold themselves short. And I think it's going to be that other people are not reliable, or that don't really give them deep emotional content, or are not really offering. They have relationships, but they're not deep. They're just shallow or superficial or brief, for some of them, especially in this group dynamic. And again, this could be socially, but this could also be in a family situation. They're playing some kind of role or some kind of version of themselves, to maintain their sense of self-importance, but this is a false setup. But again, that loneliness, that's stuff that's been locked away, stored, past storage of memory here, and they need to bring it out and see it and deal with it, so that they can recognize that it's changed. The game has changed. It's over with. They can't go back from whatever situation that they have, whatever position that they've placed themselves in. This person is very, very, very rigid. They feel like, they've stayed in their lane, is what I'm hearing with this pool card. I've stayed in my lane, and so should you. So should everybody. I do things right. That's what I'm hearing. It's like a sense of righteousness. And they distance themselves. They put themselves on a higher platform, or see themselves in a higher sense. But they're actually selling out to what the world tells them is success or security or prosperity. So, yeah. That's what they're avoiding, and I think it's going to take some time, if they ever change at all, is what I'm feeling with this stack. Anyway, I really hope that resonated, and if it did, please like and subscribe and share, and thank you so much for watching. Bye. Hello, stack 2, and welcome. So for this reading, I'm using the Where in the World Oracle cards. Whoops, I've just spread them everywhere. And the Shadow and Light cards. Both decks are available in the link below if you'd like to purchase them. So what do we have? Well, the volcano. Let's look at this first. This volcanic energy says to me that some kind of negative energy has exploded and has been released. Now, either it has been released or it's imminently about to be released, because I feel like there's been signals, smoke signals if you like, or this has been a long time building up. There is some kind of build up that is or has happened, but it's over a long period of time, is what I want to say. A volcano doesn't erupt. Well, it does erupt overnight, but it takes some time to get to the point where it's ready to erupt. So a lot has been stored and pressurized, and a lot of negative energy, and it could be all kinds of negative energy that this person has kind of maybe run away from in the past, because they felt that it wasn't spiritually acceptable, or that there was, not, maybe they're avoiding somebody else, or they have been avoiding somebody else, avoiding this kind of explosive force, but it is imminently due. Your person may be building up, or may have a build up of passion, of fire force. So anger, frustration, passion, they felt some kind of way. Now, this is either already exploded, and if so, I think you're fully aware of that, or it's about to blow the lid. Somebody is either about to blow the lid, or they have blown the lid. Now, this could be you, this could be them, it could be somebody near them. I'm not sure, so you have to just take what resonates with this. but the meadow underneath is about to be flattened. The piece is about to be completely flattened by the lava flow. So it could be rest, recuperation, peace, just an easy flow, but it can't be avoided is what I'm hearing, because we have the spirit realm up in this reading, and that is of huge significance here. It's massive. Spirit's all over this particular reading. So what we've got with the meadow, when this volcanic force explodes, whether it has or whether it's about to, it's going to be seemingly really negative, but it's actually really positive. And the reason it's positive is because it needs to be expressed. So it could be that this person is building up to expressing something, and it's just going to pour out. And it needs to be expressed because the volcano is a very natural force. It's very strong Gaia energy. This pressure has got to be released. There needs to be an expression. Whether it's volatile and cataclysmic is kind of irrelevant to spirit. Like, if that's where it needs to come out, then that's where it needs to come out, because maybe it takes a lot for this person to kind of lose it, or to be able to pour forth, is what I'm feeling with this. And it needs to really, it's like a spot, it's like a giant zit. It's going to erupt and explode, but actually what's going to happen is it's going to clear. It's going to momentarily disrupt recuperation or peace or some kind of energy that this person may be or may have kind of held on to, or is trying hard to hold on to. But it's for the benefit of everybody involved. Oh, I chucked it on the floor. Bear with me. I feel like brand new growth is going to come from this. It's going to refertilize the ground, and then another meadow is going to spring up at record-breaking pace, because whatever's happening here is happening quickly. So it could be that this person wants to come in quickly. They want to reach a threshold with you that either closes the door on this situation. There's stuff that's happened in the past. They want to bring things to light, is what I'm feeling. They want things brought into the light, because here with the threshold card, we've got the moon up here. And what I am picking up with this is that there have been secrets, maybe a lot of mystery, a lot of, maybe they feel like they've been kept in the dark, or they've kept you in the dark. One of these energies is probably relevant, but I feel like it needs to be cleared. And so this door is feeling like it's spiritual. It's like spirit's doorway. And there's a running towards this space. They're racing at speed towards this energy. It's fast track is what I'm hearing. Fast tracked to this change. And that's unlocking. It's because they've unlocked this real tenderness. Underneath this eruptive force, whether it's frustration or anger or passion, is this tender energy. It's really lovely. There's a lot of love here, is what I want to say. So this is kind of a natural process on the journey, on the spiritual journey. And you might be very spiritual as a group, Stack 2. Like, I mean, I think all the people that watch my channel generally are, but I'm feeling that the quicker that you accept this volcanic eruption, the quicker that there will be this brand new growth, because I'm hearing new dawn, new day. And I feel like This is the sun energy, stepping into the sun, which feels joyful and playful and illuminated and bright and full, and it's something beautiful beyond this doorway. This could be a dark night of the soul that this person has gone through, or maybe you've gone through, and I feel like you're now coming out of that, or they're coming out of it too, and it's because there's an access of, you're accessing or they're accessing tender energy. This feels very reflective or mirroring in some kind of way. Maybe it's because there's a spiritual union here. I feel like it doesn't have to be that, though. You could just be getting to a point where the door is closing, finally closing on things from the past that have kept you in the dark, or a feeling of being trapped and not able to actually have this fresh new beginning. Again, because there was this energetic build-up that was like a block. It was blocking, it was stuck, and it was very heavy. It was very heavy. It needs to full force come through. I get that this person finds you very appealing or very attractive, and the attraction is actually to do with dignity. Maybe you, or I feel like they're really in their dignified energy. They may be in a very tender and dignified space, or they're about to be. Again, it's how this volcanic force, when this negative energy is removed, this is the new energy that's being accessed. They're going to feel very tender. That's going to speed up their growth. That's going to change things at speed. This is going to happen by the next full moon. And if that full moon, depending on when you're watching this, is like today or tomorrow or just very close, then it'll be the one after, is what I'm hearing. But there's going to be a big shift. This person is very affected by the moon, very affected by planetary movement here, is what I'm feeling. Mars energy, moon energy in particular. Some Venus energy I'm feeling as well here with the gallery card. I'm feeling that, like I say, there's quite strong love. And I feel like this person is either recognizing that your dignity or their own sense of dignity, and it's something to be admired, and it's something beautiful. I feel like this person has a very strong imaginative realm, is what I want to say here. It's very fantastical, beautiful. It's their way of connecting to spirit, and it could be via artistry. I'm hearing music as well as highly significant. I'm also all of the arts, literature, music, the visual arts. I feel like they access it via being inspired by other people, or they themselves are very artistic or creative, but they often feel that they're on the outside of life looking in. So there's a sense of feeling that they don't fit in a lot of the time. That they may feel that they haven't found their spiritual community, or that the community doesn't live in like one location, and they'd like it to be, or maybe they feel like they need to be looking for it in one particular place. But what I'm feeling very strongly here is that Spirit is saying that it doesn't matter the creed or the culture or the denomination, the religion, the practice. This place of worship is found. The spirit exists in all places of worship. If you approach Spirit, no matter how you approach Spirit, with what form, with what practice, maybe you want to dance naked by the moonlight one night, or you want to be a Christian or a Muslim, or it doesn't matter. whatever way you involve spirit, spirit involves itself back. Spirit doesn't care about the denomination or the creed or the way in which you approach. There's beauty in all of it. It's very flexible with the mobile home. It moves from place to place. Wherever you go, it goes depending. Now, this person may be currently avoiding trying to make long-term decisions because they just don't know what decision to make. They're feeling aimless, and they could be putting quite a lot of pressure on themselves or comparing themselves unfavorably. Here, maybe they feel lesser, or that they don't have a huge amount to offer, or that they are feeling quite changeable. And I'm feeling like Spirit's trying to reassure by saying, that the community, the spiritual community, is found on the road, like on the pathway of life, person by person, place by place. There's always something significant or something beautiful to be assimilated or admired. And it may be that this person has felt quite like fixed, that has to be a particular approach, or that this kind of volcanic eruption is not appropriate, and they have a tendency maybe to run towards spirit when there is this volcanic approach. They need to gain perspective. It might knock them off course here and there, but I feel that they have intense passion, but they have intense tenderness. They may seem quite contradictory. This person may seem contradictory, but it's just part of their nature. There's a wild untamability of movement around this individual. And they could be deciding where they want to live. Maybe they don't know. Maybe they're like sort of in between places or locations, or they don't want to feel fixed, but it's making them feel a little bit aimless and feeling a little bit like they have no goal. I also feel like for some of them that they would like to travel, or they want to travel to a community, maybe to a spiritual community here, or somewhere where they feel with like-minded people. They may feel that they're not with those people, or that they're sort of out, they're not in the picture is what I want to say. Or maybe, that there's a retreat kind of energy for some of them. But they're not sure where to go to find this community that is like-minded in their particular spiritual outlook. I'm hearing they're quite unique, though, this individual, and it may be quite difficult for them to find that space or find that location. But Spirit is saying their community is everywhere. It's in nature, it's in animals, it's in the spiritual realm, it's in a number of people that they meet along the road, along the pathway. This person is recognizing that they can't rush as well. They can't push or rush, that it's not a competition to get to a good space or not. Everything is with divine timing. I know there's a lot of people be like, fucking divine timing, god damn it. But in this case, it's in hand and it's happening fast. There's a turnaround that's happening fast. But it may be that this person doesn't know, or doesn't want to think long term. That could be an issue here, that they don't want to think long term. They don't want to set down like roots. They may feel more at home, like just sort of moving from either physically from location to location, or that they don't like to feel fixed in position, and they may feel negatively about this fact. But Spirit, again, I feel, is saying that this aimlessness that needs to be looked at differently, that this person's pathway, because they are quite an unusual individual, is not going to look the same as anyone else's. It's going to look different. It's like appreciating their own uniqueness, appreciating themselves, appreciating the beauty in the bohemian is what I'm feeling with this particular stack. And in terms of avoidance, they may have avoided their own aimlessness. They may have avoided long-term thinking, and that is, but Spirit is trying to get them to like appreciate it. Like, before you can change and fix to a goal, or know where you want to head, or know where your community is, or where you want to find your kind of spiritual flock or family, you have to appreciate that you might not know where you're going, and accept it. And I feel like this person has avoided really coming to terms with not knowing where they were going, and Spirit's trying to encourage them to see it as something beautiful. And once they do, they will have a much clearer idea. I feel like actually people of like mind will be brought into their world, or they'll happen upon them, is what I'm feeling. I do feel like this person does feel a lot of admiration for very creative energy, and maybe you're very creative and they admire that, or maybe you're just free and kind of untamable, and again I feel that they admire that there's something very beautiful about this person's connection with their dignity, and maybe with how dignified you are. It's something very appealing, very attractive, because it has spiritual content. There's this kind of infinite movement of energetic that works through that space. So you maintaining a dignified approach, or them maintaining a dignified approach, strengthens this spiritual nature of your relationship. And it's about to step, I mean, I really feel like there's been a lot of 5D energy. There may be and has been distance between you. But this person's ability to be flexible may be quite extreme at times, and it may make them feel like there's no end goal, there's no... They just can't find their people. They just can't find their people or connect with their people. Again, I feel like if they get rid of that negative mindset, that negative thinking, and start recognizing that Spirit can come to them, just relax a bit, and not be afraid to express this force of their nature, the force of their feelings, the strength and power, the epicness of how they feel. And it could be that something big has been released, or is about to be released. It does feel very positive, this particular group, like much more so, even though it's kind of a 50-50 shadow light. I don't feel that the shadow aspects are particularly powerfully bad, even though it does say negative. It may be that this person kind of escapes dealing via spiritual belief or philosophy, but that, again, it's changing, or it will imminently change. They're going to have a breakthrough in understanding, by the next new full moon, by the next full moon. The full moon magnifies this. It may magnify this eruptive space. It may magnify coming into the light, but there's strong epic quality about this person. They deserve to be heard or seen, and I feel like they feel that you deserve to be heard and seen, that there's a lot of dignity that Spirit is bringing into the equation. Try not to get frustrated with this person if they don't know what they want to do or where they want to go, or they will find their way. They will find their tribe. And I feel like maybe they will discover that you are that tribe, or that it doesn't matter how many people are in the tribe. It's more about the quality of the people that are picked up en route, is what I'm hearing with the mobile home. Like you pick them up en route, and then you've got a hodgepodge kind of tribe of very unique individuals, like a coterie more than a religion, if you like. But they are looking and admiring people who have got worshipful practice. I am thinking, though, the one thing that they could be avoiding here, or one of the things, is that when it comes to their spiritual practice, Spirit is saying it's fine to be flexible. It's fine to approach it differently every day if you want, but it's the regularity of the approach that's significant, because this person can lose focus if they don't keep approaching this their practice. So it may be that they feel more grounded when they have a routine. And I'm only thinking that because at churches, they have services at particular times. There's a particular formula about how you go about your spiritual practice. So whether it's meditation or whether it's dancing or whatever, however you approach Spirit, maybe it's creativity, it has to be done regularly. This has to be the only thing that is routine, and it will stop this sense of feeling like there's an aimlessness or a sense of loss of not loss, but just not knowing where they're going, or not being able to stick to anything for a particularly lengthy period of time. It's too changeable. It's too changeable. So they may let like external forces knock their practices, or other people's version of what is considered beautiful, knock their practice or knock their approach to Spirit. But it's not about other people's approach to Spirit. It's about their own personalized approach to Spirit. And maybe you can take from this energy too, because I do feel like quite strong link here, quite strong spiritual link to this person. Everything that's happening with this individual is part of the journey. It's sanctioned, it's important. Maybe they're in denial of the fact that they don't really have an aim or a goal or a long-term plan. Maybe if they're not in denial of it, they're giving themselves shit about it. One of the two. Again, I feel that if they practice daily their rituals, whatever those rituals are, and they can change regularly, because I feel like this person needs that kind of movement. There's so much movement that they need that moon energy is coming through again, the ebb and flow of things. But the consistency of the moon ebbing and flowing is what Spirit's drawing to my attention. It's like, yeah, like as long as it can wax and it can wane, but as long as it's there on a regular basis, this person can never really be lost, and they are not lost in the eyes of spirit. I really feel that the spirit is supporting this person. They may feel like I say, that they somehow fall short in a social expectational sense, but that's society's view. It's not spirit's view. They may have hovered in indecision as well, is what I'm feeling here with this aimless, and then the gallery, and then the threshold. They may have got distracted by things that looked aesthetically pleasing or that looked great from the outside, but kept them in the dark, or kept them in a space of feeling like things were changing when they weren't really. That's something else that's coming through as well. But I think in general, that's all I've got for you. It was a bit of a longer one, this one, but I hope that resonated. And if it did, please like and subscribe and share. And thanks so much for listening. Hello, Stack 3, and welcome. So in this reading, I'll be using the Where in the World Oracle cards and the Shadow and Light deck here. They're both decks are my cards, and they're new. If you'd like to purchase them, the link is in the description box below. So what is your person avoiding? I don't think this person is in a particularly avoidant state. I do think there's actually quite a lot of processing going on with this individual at the moment, but there are maybe a couple of things that they don't really want to look at. But they're kind of having to look at them is my vibe. So we'll go through. I think that the primary thing that this person is avoiding is stress. I feel like this person is very much focused with this spa card here on some kind of detoxification, or maybe their physical well-being, their health, that sort of thing. They are feeling quite philosophical because the coral reef is just above it, and down this column we've got eloquent at the top. So what I'm feeling from this is that they may be chatting to a few people, and I'm getting that could be online, because my coral reef is like a hub energy, with all of these fish coming together in this one particular hub. I'm hearing schools of thought, schools of thinking. So they may be philosophizing, or in a philosophical space where they're looking at how they decompress, is what I'm feeling. They may have been anxious or stressed. It could also be physical exhaustion. Maybe this person has been physically quite active with the farm in this reading as well. That for me implies like production work, could be physical work, like laboring. They've been busy, is my vibe, and they've kind of hit a point where they are just trying very hard to detoxify, is a word that's coming through here. I mean, you could be dealing with somebody, for some of you, that is detoxifying their system from, say, alcohol, or is maybe still in a little bit of a drinking and then detoxing, drinking and then detoxing space. But do take what resonates. That's not for everybody. I really feel like this person may be opening themselves up to different modes of being, ways of thinking. There's a kind of philosophical energy going on around this. They could be listening to people online talking about different modes of dealing. Could be emotional modes of dealing as well. There's quite a lot of water energy in the coral reef and the spa, and this cave card next to it is it has sort of ocean vibes outside of the cave as well. So I feel that they're kind of in a mixed space between wanting to engage and wanting to chat, maybe, to possibly a variety of people. But I think they're keeping the conversations relatively light. They may be talking to different people to gain different perspectives. And I think it's to do with some kind of new beginning. We've got the nursery card here. And for me, I think this is like a new beginning, new start kind of feeling with this energy. But it could also be about nurturance. And I am picking up self-nurturance as particularly important. And at the top of that column, we've got focused. So this person is focusing on some kind of new relationship with themselves is what I'm feeling with this kind of hermit energy that's coming with the cave. I feel like they may also be processing quite a lot of their childhood issues. It could even be issues around fertility or their own children. If they have children, I feel like that could be something that they're looking at. They may be looking at their parenting, or they may well be looking at how they were parented. Both of those things are coming through quite strong for me in this situation. But I do feel that this person actually is kind of feeling that inwardly focused, introverted at times, even if they're engaging with a variety of people. I feel that they get downtime, they're getting respite in their own space, in a kind of alone space. They're trying to see things from a positive perspective is my feeling on this, and I feel like they do want to discuss maybe this person wants children or is thinking about having a family for some of them, not for all of them, obviously, and the time frame engaged in that situation. I feel like for most of them, this is a freshness in terms of a new beginning, and how much time it would take, or that it will take time. They could be seeking reassurance in terms of releasing pressure of time frame off themselves, or understanding that time is up or has run out, or all of those things could be associated with this. I feel like quite a few of you are going to pick this particular stack, so there are kind of different influences that I feel are kind of butting up against each other and coming through here. So I do feel that there's quite a lot of focus on how they nurture themselves, like how they provide parenting for themselves. Now, if you are inquiring about a child, I feel that this person is generally pretty content. This kid is pretty content, but they may be quite demanding of, because we do have materialistic, which is the only card that's shown up in the shadow. And I do feel like maybe if it is a child, that this person is quite demanding of material support or material energy. So this individual may be looking after people, or looking after, or have responsibility towards children, or be a child, like I say. And that is definitely sort of something that they have to be aware of in terms of their resource, for sure, here. I feel like there's quite a lot of subconscious energy going on, definitely picking that up with like this underwater flavor of the coral reef. I feel that they're actually gaining quite a lot of perspective. They may have had quite a lot of stressful situations, and they're with maybe a multiple number of people over a period of time, could be, or that there are lots of little issues that they're trying to deal with or overcome, or they're looking at multiple ways of approaching their own sort of cleaning up of their own energetic space. Like I say, this could be an actual physical detoxification that this person is focused on, but it doesn't have to be. It could be an emotional detoxification as well for a lot of these people. They're seeing quite clearly what they have to do, and they're kind of going inward to do this work at this moment in time. So the materialistic card, what I'm getting from this, again, I've got two types of energy coming through. I feel like this person is feeling captive. We've got the zoo energy under here, and I feel that there's some kind of captive frequency going on with this materialism, which makes me feel like there's a sense of lack, or there's a feeling of lack in the material realm. So maybe this person is having to watch their resources, watch their money, because there's an instinctual flavor about, and they're kind of, they don't want to have to look at the practicalities. They're really quite preoccupied with the emotional processing. So this person could be listening to online talks or conversations. They could be reading or researching. They are exposing themselves to new learning is what I'm feeling, because the nursery is about development and, taking on new things and sort of moving forward, new starts and development. But I do feel that they feel trapped by their material situation at the moment. They feel there's I'm seeing the Eight of Swords coming through here. Actually getting quite a lot of water energy and air energy with this reading. I feel that the Eight of Swords, they're in a mental mindset of lack, and it doesn't have to be money. It could be their working situation. It could be as well on a practical or physical level that there's a sense of lack or a sense of not having enough. I feel maybe some exhaustion, some tiredness going on with this person. And I feel, again, I'm seeing now the Four of Swords in tarot. So this is like time out. Maybe if you're not in contact with this person, or if they've gone quiet, or it's not that I don't think that they're directly avoiding you. I do feel that they are just focusing very much in on themselves at this point in time. They're nurturing their sense of self. They're nurturing their inner light, their inner battery, if you like. However, for some of them, they could very much be avoiding somebody that they feel is a very negative influence or is very materialistic. I am picking that up. Like, this for me feels like the tail of a snake or a lizard. I'm feeling if this person is involved with somebody, that they feel tied to that situation, and that this person, and the government card is really stepping out to me in regards to this, that they feel that somebody has control over them. And it could be in terms of work as well. So it could be a boss here, but somebody is bossy or very domineering, or is keeping them in a position of like childlike state. Maybe somebody controls the resources, and that's how they're feeling about this, that they are controlled because the resources belong to somebody else, or they're kind of tied to their working situation, or tied to feeling that they can't break free. Because the Eight of Swords, which I'm seeing quite strongly for me, it is a mentality energy. It's a mindset. I feel like this person has come from a space of lack, And I feel like maybe they spent a lot of time as a child in isolation, or that there's quite a lot of, they felt isolated or cut off, or they're very introverted. And they're trying to detox that sense. So again, I feel like they can't kind of escape this realization that they feel tied, or they may feel that somebody is domineering of that keeps them in this space. But again, that's mental energy, it's a mindset. I think that they are considering how to have a new beginning, and they realize that timing is quite significant in this process, and that they need to be able to express themselves cleanly, clearly, all in good time is also what I'm hearing. This person, if they are avoiding somebody, and it's not the case for all of them, this is not the case for all of them, but if they are avoiding somebody, they perceive this person to be very controlling, very materialistic, also possibly very underhand, and quite sly is the energy that I'm picking up, and maybe even quite a sort of a dangerous sense going on here, or they could be quite intimidated by this individual, by this person that feels that they have governance. And at this individual, if they are dealing with somebody else, I feel like this person, or they perceive this person as being like hyper focused on them in terms of like controlling their actions or activity, keeping them restricted in some sense. And this is kind of a restriction of their instinct, because that's coming across quite strong with this zoo card, like animal instinct, that sort of snake brain. I feel like they're possibly very good at overthinking themselves into like knots. This person could be very good at thinking themselves into kind of a state of feeling stuck, feeling like they can't move it. And it could have been that this has happened, or feels like it's happened over a long period of time. I'm sort of getting length of time with this clock tower. But I also am picking up that this other person, if they're dealing with another individual, is impatient. I'm getting like foot tapping energy, and this person is quite instinctual and is kind of focused, and it may be that this person is quite impatient with your individual because they are isolating themselves, or alone, or maybe taking time, or to get to a space where maybe they're having to make a decision, or there's some kind of material bind, maybe there's some kind of financial tie, maybe they have children, and that is some kind of tie that they're dealing with here. Again, take what resonates. I do think that quite a few of you will pick this stack. I feel like their resources are being pulled towards like repair and upkeep is what I want to say, of themselves, but also of their environment. This shed is looking a bit sort of dilapidated. It's almost like the resources have to go into like running their material world, like with everybody, right? Like it has to go into their immediate environment, and they are trying to stay rational about this situation. They are trying very hard to keep a sort of intellectual perspective on this, in terms of what is productive. Some of them may be avoiding tax, just chucking that in there. I know that sounds a bit random, but there's the government here, and the materialistic up here, and they may be like, no, sod it, I'm not paying. I don't know. I don't know, but there may be some kind of tax evasion going on for some of these people here. But I do feel like they're having to spend their money on things that are essentials, is what I'm feeling, essentials of the material world. And like I say, this is why I don't feel that they can avoid this situation or avoid the reality of this, but they kind of want to. Maybe some of them have been a bit childish in terms of indulging. It could be that they have, or they've spoiled a child, or they just have, maybe they've been a bit childish in terms of expecting other people to gift them financially as well here. It could be a child-parent dynamic that I'm seeing, but not necessarily. That's not necessarily the case. I feel like they are kind of trying to move out of child mode, though, in some way, shape, or form, or deal with childhood issues. And it is taking time to reflect, but it's so that they can take governance and leadership in their own life. They can be the leader of their own life, the master of their own fate, and be rational about the work that they do, or self-employment as well for some of these individuals. I feel like they're very much caught up in, they want to spend time processing. They may know that it's time to take control and to break free of whatever this kind of captive energy is, whatever this bind is. And it could be breaking free of another person who's putting demands on them, but some of them may be rationalizing this position and feeling quite kind of stuck or ruled by this energy. But I feel like Spirit is encouraging this person to take governance, to focus on following their instinctual leadership capabilities. I do feel that this person has an instinct to be boss, or to have like the ability to lead or to govern, but also they may be avoiding documentation, paperwork, things that are official. There could be a need to focus, and they instinctively know that there's a need to focus on these things, but they are possibly feeling lacking. They could be feeling that they lack skill sets with the nursery card, that they're kind of young in what they're doing, that they're not really sure what they're doing. They're in a space possibly of learning. They could be working with a number of people, or they could be dealing with a number of people, and they're sort of finding their feet, finding their way in this energy. But there's not a huge amount of avoidance. It's just that they know that they might have to take control. They're going to have to try and take control of their resources, of their productivity, and that they have to be rational about how productive they can be at this point in time, especially if there's some kind of detoxification or rejuvenation or repair going on with this spa card. I do feel like that's quite significant to this person. They may be trying to express new concepts, and they're looking possibly for the right time to do this, and they feel a bit hesitant. There's a sense of vulnerability or fragility around this person, and I do feel that they're avoiding powerful or strong or tricky energies. They could be being a little naive when it comes to dealing with other people who are much more materialistically orientated. They need to really open their eyes when it comes to the material realm. Like I say, I feel like this person's got a lack mentality that is quite established with this government. I think that there's kind of an established sense of feeling unworthy or feeling reliant or dependent as well. Nursery and children, they are dependents, little dependents. So I feel like maybe this person knows that they've depended on the wrong things. And again, there could have been some kind of indulgence here, possibly with drinking or gathering, socializing. And they find it relaxing is what I'm feeling. So it could be the need to, but I think that there is a new way of thinking or a new form of expression going on with this person where they're detoxifying their energy. And again, there's this subconscious energy. Things are pretty cruisy, or they have been, but they could well be avoiding a kind of a sharp or dangerous energy, like a person, or they're avoiding dealing with this person because they are materialistic, and they are sitting in a position of disempowerment because it benefits them on a material level. That's for some of them as well here. And this could, like I say, this could have happened over a long period of time. So they're kind of in a habit. Although I think that they've pulled back recently. I think that this person has pulled back and is now in a kind of, is really wanting to be in their own headspace, working these things out, exposing themselves to their own subconscious fears. They may have had a real mix of positive and negative influences that have gone on. Again, I'm feeling stress, but I'm also feeling that this person is kind of in the space of processing their pain. And that the coral reef is making me think that. It's making me think of Piscean energy and that duality, the fish swimming in opposite directions, the pain and the pleasure factors, and like broadening their philosophy to look at both parts as being valuable to them, so that it's bringing them into focus in terms of nurturance and self-care, and they're nurturing themselves by removing and going inward and thinking a lot. And they would like to do more of that, I think, but the material world is pulling on their attention, especially if there's children that they're having to support. For older children that this person may be dealing with, they could be quite demanding. It could be that they're in child mode. There's the sense of indulging in childish expectation of material provision. And again, that could apply to them as well as to children that they may be dealing with, or like I say, maybe they are a child or your child or whatever, but they feel that there's some kind of provision or lack of provisional energy, that they want more provisional energy. And it's to do with nurturance or feeling like they've been left to deal alone, is what I'm feeling here. I'm hearing a fish out of water. Where's that coming from? So maybe that's how they felt as a child, like a fish out of water. Or that they struggle to know which direction to go in at times, or they might change their direction. Again, I'm feeling a little bit of sync with the previous stack, if you were drawn to both. I do feel that this person is making real internal progress. They are very much in an intellectual headspace, as and they're overviewing their emotional headspace. They may have come out of an emotional situation, and they're recouping. Again, I'm seeing the Four of Swords. So I feel like this person is getting perspective because they've been through quite a rough time. It could have been heartbreak that they've been through, or a sense of feeling heartbroken. And again, I feel reparational energy and repair around this situation. Anyway, I think that's all I've got for you. It's not too avoidant, but there is a lot going on, I feel, on the mental and emotional level, definite, and could also be on a practical, physical level. So if this person is not engaging with you, it's because there's a huge amount of processing, and they're trying to rationalize what is the most efficient way of getting themselves into a position where they can take governance of their own life. Okay, really hope that resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe and share. And thanks so much for listening. Hello, stack 4, and welcome. Well, I almost didn't do a 4th stack for this reading because it takes an inordinately long time to upload the video if I do. But something told me to do one, and looking at this, I can see why. So before we kick off, I'm using the Where in the World Oracle cards and the Shadow and Light cards here. They're both my decks, and if you're interested in purchasing them, you'll find the link in the description box below. So let's just have a run through. What is this person avoiding? Well, a huge amount, frankly, is what I'm thinking. So we've got bitter at the top of this column, and it's followed by the harbor and the viewpoint. Then we've got greedy and the river and the elevator, sensual, the office and the creative space, and stagnant, the playground and the closet. Wow. Wow. This person, I am hearing for some of you, this is like frenemy territory. So be very wary here, because there's somebody who could be allegedly a really good friend, or somebody in your close proximity. Definitely somebody for some of you that you work with here. But God, this person is very bitter. They are very bitter. And it all comes from a very blinkered perspective. It's something that is from their very specific perspective. They're harboring a lot of resentment is my vibe here. So I feel like this person is kind of spying on you. I've got to say that you're definitely in their sight, that you're definitely a focal point for this individual. They're really like hard out spying. They're spying on you because they're very bitter about the fact that you have safe harbor. I mean, you may be safely away from this person, or you are somehow protected, is what I'm feeling with this harbor. I feel like for a lot of you, this is a spiritual harbor, and that spirit is providing safe haven, is what I'm hearing with this. But I also feel that you may be safe, or I'm seeing quite a lot of boats here. So you may be surrounded by people who love you and support you, is what I want to say. And this person is very bitter about being out of that environment, or out of that mix, or not feeling that they have the same. I think there's a lot of comparative energy going on here for this individual. I'm hearing dry dock. So I feel like I'm seeing a boat now that has been dry docked and that is in a state of disrepair, that is kind of upended, that is... I really feel like this person is in a space of self-neglect, that they don't look after themselves in a way that supports or fosters a sense of community, that I'm feeling that this person is quite isolated, that they might not be in the picture. This person might not be in the picture. You could already have closed the door to this person, and I'm hearing a slam, so I'm feeling like it's very certain that this person is not in your world for a lot of you here. But for others of you, I am hearing frenemy. Frenemy is what is coming through. So, well, we've got greedy up here, and then the river and the elevator. Something tells me that this individual is always looking for a fast track to success, like the shortcut route to elevation. They want to be on top, is what I'm feeling, on to have some kind of sense of superiority over you. And this could be, again, to do with work for some of you. Maybe you've been promoted and they haven't, is what I want to say. But there is some kind, if that's not the case, it's like some kind of promotional energy that you are receiving, some kind of, or recognition for the work I feel that you do. Some of you may have online businesses. Maybe you're selling creative products, or you have some kind of creative setup. I'm hearing Etsy for some of you. I am hearing artistry, so this is the creative space. So you may well be artists in some way, shape or form. I'm hearing design also. Photography is coming in here as well with the viewpoint card. Cameras I'm seeing now in my head. Maybe some kind of moving image. Yeah. Or maybe your models even. Or there's that kind of... there's a very attractive energy coming off you, the viewer. I'm feeling like it's very sensual. I feel like this sensuality is a big problem that this person has with you. And it's because within them they have this kind of sensuality also, but they really don't want you to be visible. They don't want. Some of you might be dealing with communication or writing. I am also hearing that as well. So blogging, writing, anything like that. But there's a real enjoyment about it, a real pleasure energy. You have fun is what I'm feeling. It's very fluid. I'm picking that up from your energy. And this person is somebody who resents that. They are kind of a bit rigid, is what I want to say. Fixed in their mindset, fixed in their views, and they feel deserving of having some kind of authority over your space, or they may be in competition in some way, shape or form, or even if they feel like they can't compete, they resent it. There's a bitterness. And bitter, it's like it's a festering energy, isn't it? It's something that's taken time to fester, which is where I feel that this person, maybe you've known this person for a little while, or they're very bitter at being shut out or dry docked from your harbor, from your space. You're kind of... you've been sort of holed up, maybe getting a good perspective on things and moving forward. And this person, they're avoiding their own sense of bitterness. I feel like they missed the boat is what I'm hearing, or they missed out, or they feel like they should have had an easy ride of it. That they should have been recognized, but I feel it's more about you being recognized as a problem to this individual. I just don't feel that they're making any headway. They are stagnant in their space. Now, for some of you, this could be a partner or like former lover or something like that because of the sensuality card up here. It's possibly that they appreciate and admire the sensuality that you have, or the creativity. There's such strong creativity up here. Whatever you do, I think that you are very innovative in the way that you go about it. There's like a freshness, and you make it look really, really easy. And I don't think it necessarily is. I think it requires a lot of work, but whatever you do, you make it look easy. And this person is very bitter about that, because they want what you've got. They're greedy. They want more than what you've got, is what I should say. If you can hear scuffling around in the background, I've got two crazy feral kittens that I'm trying to socialize, who are at this moment like attacking each other, ambushing each other from like boxes and so forth. So sorry if you can hear that. So I feel, yeah, this person is, I'm hearing, I want it all, and I want it now. Oh, wow. Yeah, this person wants to skip the rungs in the ladder, or the work that's required to actually elevate themselves, and they want to be visibly elevated. They want to be the lighthouse, the significant person that shines the light, that people look at, that see as a safe harbor, or somebody that is valued or relied upon, or can guide them away from danger. Maybe you are a guide of some description. Maybe that's what you do. Whatever you do, I think that it has strong visual presence. Either maybe you're very attractive, and that's a problem for this person, because they don't feel that attractive. I'm not altogether sure. There's a whole variety of things that it could be here, but suffice to say, this person definitely wants what you have. They see that in their view, it looks easy. You just flow and meander and go with the flow and elevate yourself in doing so. And from their perspective, your elevation into a creative arena or a creative space could be, again, could be website design or something like that as well. Or maybe you're involved in this, they're involved in this, but all of those things that I said. But they are shut out. I feel like they're shut out of their creative zone at the moment, because they are stagnant. They are stuck in childish energy with the playground here. This is like the kid that is really, it's that kid in the playground that is really resentful. The second they get an inch of glory or power, they're an absolute shit to everybody else. It's that kind of energy that I'm picking up on. And then that's removed because nobody wants to play with them, potentially. And then they resent that other kids are playing with you. It's that kind of energy. I mean, I hate to put it in like school terms, but it is schoolyard tactics, school ground tactics. And I'm getting behind closed doors is what I'm hearing with this closet. I feel like there's a lot of childish energy behind closed doors, and I'm hearing like gossip or bitchiness, or trying to get other people to see you from a perspective that's negative, because they want what you have, or they want to be you for some of these people, and they are stuck because they're so focused. This person is so focused at looking at other people, and I don't think it's just with you that they do this. I have to say, I think that they are just greedy for recognition in some way, shape or form, and the door's closed on this person. Maybe they're struggling with work. They're not able to bring in resource potentially at the moment, with this greed, and then the office, and then the closet. And I'm feeling that it's a no access situation. For some of you, it could be about sexuality or sexual orientation even, that there is an issue with your openness, potentially. I feel like you have quite open energy, that there's quite a lot of display of how you go about things and how you do things, a sort of easy transparency, an easy going, easy to get along with, fun kind of an energy. And I feel like this person really resents it because they just don't have, they are closed off in some way, shape or form. Maybe they are still in the closet and they haven't come clean with themselves about their sexual orientation. That won't be for everybody, but that will be for some people. I just feel that they are blocked creatively. They are blocked creatively, and they really want to elevate themselves. They really want other people to perceive them as a sort of master of their art, or as having the mostest to offer. And I don't think you concern yourself with what other people are doing. I just don't think it's an issue for you. I think you just get on with what you do, and you're really good at what you do. And this person wants to take your energy. So I'd be very careful, because I am getting like energy vampire vibes off this stack. I mean, this person will probably try and bring you down, and they may express bitterness about other people, or bitterness about being abandoned or being neglected is what I'm feeling. Being dry docked, being in a state of disrepair, or that's things not working out for them, and that from their perspective they have every right to feel bitter or annoyed. But actually what they're doing is they're sucking up all of this good fluid energy. They're greedy for resources, and water is one of the greatest resources on earth, especially fresh river water. And I feel that this person is the kittens are playing with the bell now, sorry. I feel that this person is wanting goodness and wanting to elevate themselves via feeling like good, but they look at other people's stuff, they're bitter about it, and they want what other people have. So they're bandwagon jumpers is what I'm feeling with this. They will take more. They will take and take and take, this person, whatever is offered to them. They would drain the river dry if they could, if they thought that it would elevate their status at speed. That's what they would do. And maybe they are greedy about resources, because they want to kind of stop your elevation. I do feel like this person is directly resentful of you. This is that first stack where I feel like the avoidance issues are to do with you. There's kind of copycat energy here, but they want to one-up you all the time. Oh my God, these kittens are going crazy. What are you doing? Oh my God. Okay, fine. So, yeah, there's one-upmanship in this reading for me. Definite one-upmanship. And they want to close avenues of resource down for you. So there may be an active desire to impair your growth, or at least the energy that they're sending you is one of wanting to block, and to take everything good for themselves, but wanting to block you. I mean, if you're dealing with somebody that, I don't know, was an ex-partner, maybe you're going through divorce, maybe that sort of thing. This is somebody that wants everything and to leave you with nothing. They want to leave you high and dry. So just be I'm pretty sure you know who this person is. And I would be very careful to keep yourself to yourself when it comes to personal information with this individual. Keep the closet closed. Do not let them into the inner sanctum. Let them think that they're playing you for sure, but all they're doing is keeping themselves stagnant. But I mean, you know, but be closed off. I think a lot of you are. I think a lot of you have just already shut away from this person. I feel like I'm hearing the word untouchable. Like you're untouchable, and that really pisses this person off. They're really pissed off about the fact that you're untouchable. There's nothing that they can do, because whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is that you're creating, is unique to you. I mean, you can't duplicate other people's creativity. It is completely unique to them, and you're aware of that, and which is why, you know, it's not a competition in the same way. It's more of a game for you. It's fun. It should be fun and distracting, but to this person, it's a competition. They've got to win. They've got to win. And it makes them stagnant. It makes them stagnant in their work situation. They may have bitten off more than they can chew. This could be to do with investments as well here. I'm hearing stocks and shares, investments, and maybe they've lost out. Or for some, I'm hearing travel. There's a lot of kind of active, creative, moving energy going on up here. So again, this could be that they're just blocked at the minute. They're blocked and they can't engage with their own sense of creativity, but they are inspired by you. They may watch you online. If you're online, if you have a platform, they may watch you. But again, I feel like some of you are selling products. I feel like some of you are writers. And there's a real sensuality, there's a real ease of movement. Maybe some of you are actual performers or dancers or that sort of thing, because there's a lot of movement in the playground with the hopscotch here. I just feel that this person resents your innate sensuality. They resent your natural flow. They resent your viewpoint. And it's because they are rigid. They are grasping. They literally want to hang on to the coattails, is what I'm seeing. Squeeze themselves into your elevator so that wherever you go, they can go up with you. But I feel like this person's resources aren't elevating, but they're going down. Basement level is what I'm hearing. And their viewpoint on this is that it's really unfair. They feel a sense of resentment and bitterness. And that bitter card is really powerful. So, yeah, this person is avoiding all of this stuff. They are not looking at themselves because they're so focused on other people, as particularly you. So spying hard out here, potentially for some of you. They're really keeping an eye on you because they are trying to find a way to criticize what you're doing, criticize this space that you're in, or the work that you're involved in, or how you're making a living, or just how much effort you put into. I mean, you don't even have to be making a living on this. It's how much effort you put into your own self-expression is what I'm hearing. And they don't like it. They could feel greedy over you. If it's a friend or a partner, that sort of thing, they feel like they should have all your energy. All of it should be focused on them and not on you. You shouldn't be taking it for yourself or sharing it with the world at large. And they want what you have. They want what you have. I mean, this person could be like a fan in inverted commas, but really it's not a fan. It's only because they want to possess elements of you. Or I'd be very, very wary this person is extremely childish, and given any opportunity, they will throw a spoke into your wheel that will, send you flying, and secretly rejoice, secretly enjoy it. They don't want doors to open to you. It's so sad that somebody is so preoccupied with other people and not taking a good hard look at themselves. But you are protected, is what I'm feeling here. There's a protection energy around you from spirit, and I feel like you just need to keep yourself flowing. Let's see if I can get anything else from this. Yeah, this is the kind of person that if you tell them that you feel like you've made headway, or you've hit a landmark, come across an accomplishment, you've journeyed or traveled, you'll say, oh, I'm now in this place. They'll find something to say that is sort of negative, is that it barely conceals their resentment about where you're at and what you're doing, because this person wants the resources, wants things to flow easy for them, and they have probably a very false perception of things being easy for you, and it's because they can't. If they keep trying to skip the rungs of the ladder, hang on, or jump on people's bandwagons, or try and elevate themselves to be the bestest, so that, for glory's sake, I feel like other people don't really want to engage with them. They're kind of left out or shut out, and they get themselves into a worse space. And I feel like this person is always dwelling on the past and how unfair life is. Bitterness comes from a sense of feeling that other people have injured you, and holding on to resentment over a period of time. And they hold themselves in a space, in this space, because they cling on to some kind of safe haven or safe harbor or a sense of security. But actually what I'm feeling is that they just hem themselves in, or stop themselves moving, or tell themselves that they can't. It's a kind of, it's almost a victim mentality that I'm picking up with some of these people. They may not have taken opportunities to be open, or fluid, or taken an opportunity to enjoy the journey, or they've just wanted to get at speed to a position of possible corporatism, of like high flying kind of energy, but or to have people perceive them, like I say, in a position of like hierarchical superiority here. This could be somebody's boss or some kind of authority figure. If so, God, you're dealing with somebody who's going to keep you stuck. And if that's you, then I suggest that you look for a different form of employment. Bloody hell, pussycats. What are you doing? Okay. I really feel that there's a lot of playing games here. They may play games with you, or offer you collaborative energy, or to work with you in terms of investment or so forth. And it's just to shut you down at a later stage. They are really unexpressed, this person. This person also may be stubborn in terms of like, they may childishly shut you down, or shut you out, or have shut you out of collaboration or some kind of creative get together kind of thing. And even socially, they will try and shut you out so that they can stall you, because there's a lot of jealousy is what I want to say with this one. Although the jealousy card didn't come up, I am feeling it with the bitterness. And again, I feel that this person is if they're not materialistic, which I think most of them actually are very materialistic, it's more about energy. They don't want you to get attention. They don't want your work or your expression or how you come across to get attention. Anyway, that's all I've got for you, Stack 4, and I really hope it resonated. And if it did, please like and subscribe and share. And I do my utmost to avoid this person. Thanks. Bye.